Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the report of the week, and you might be wondering what exactly I'm doing and why I'm filming the clock, really. Well, this is another installment, the 2017 Average Day video. It's currently around 9:56, 57 p.m. That's right, it's not 9:57 a.m., it's p.m., and I just woke up. I think that could already give an illustration as to how this day is going to be, given the fact that I'm waking up when almost everyone else is going to sleep. But I just did get up. You can actually see, right here, there's mirror. There I am, wearing a t-shirt. That's usually what I wear when I go to sleep. Just a, loose-fitting t-shirt like so. And, that's where we are now. So what comes next exactly? Well, after I wake up, I get dressed usually. And, well, then we'll see what happens after that. If there's any things to take care of with the channel, any errands to run, whatever it might be, just take it as it comes exactly. And, that's where we begin our day exactly. So let's progress on to that, ladies and gentlemen. So, I think I'll get it out of the, or the elephant out of the room right now. For those of you who might have been wondering, it is a different setting than the last one, the 2016 Average Day video. And, well, the reason being is, of course, just life situations are a bit more different than how they were a year ago. Right now I'm staying with some good friends, and, it's only temporary. It's only temporary. I hope in about a year from now, or less. I think a lot less, but by the time you see the 2018 Average Day video, I hope to have a place of my own, and that's my plan and my goal, at least. So hopefully that'll be, well, we'll see, just, it'll be how it is, but that's what I'm hoping for. Anyway, it's time to get dressed. So, what I have here first, and you might say, is this all you got? And you just got this pair of pants, and this suit, and this? No, I have more than that. What I do first, usually, is I just get a few articles of clothing I want to put away for the day, because I cycle through stuff. So this suit, for instance, this is it's a 1980s, 90s suit, blue pinstripe. You can see the wide lapels on it, and you can see it's got some real shoulder pads, too. But this is I call it a Wall Street 80s business suit. Good wide lapels, and you can see the pants, too. They got all these pleats right here, which is exactly what I look for in a suit. These dress pants, you can see the material's a lot thicker. Again, though, double pleats. They're pretty solid. I enjoy those. And these are some green pants as well. These are triple pleated pants, but these are very comfortable. They have a very good drape to them that I enjoy quite a bit. But I have probably about, at least over, I think, what is it? Probably 15 pairs of dress pants similar to these that I can choose from. I don't have my whole wardrobe down here, just bits and pieces, but a good amount. I'd say probably 60% of it now. Over here are some neckties. These aren't all the ties that I have. These are just the ones that I've worn recently and that I'm going to put away soon into their little tie drawer. Hope to get a tie rack when I eventually move out and get the space, because I don't have a ton of space right now. And this is my raincoat here. You can see it's standard raincoat, and it's an absolute essential when you're living here when there's a thunderstorm almost every single day, and I don't want to get completely soaking wet. So this is a lifesaver. I like how it is too. It's more old style. It's a nice long tan coat, and I enjoy that quite a bit. But let's focus on getting the outfit for the day. So let's head over and let's get it. You got to see my glorious striped pajama pants. That's well, it's glorious. That's the only word to describe it, really. The lighting isn't the greatest, I know, but you kind of got that. I don't know. I'm kind of looking at it. It's got that night vision-esque view where you expect some ghost to pop out at any second or something, just like this. I tried to be stupid and it didn't work, and now I just looked stupid. Number one, again, closet space is small, so everything has to be squeezed together, unfortunately. But you can see lots of shirts, lots of shirts. Got gray shirts, blue shirts, and then lots of white shirts. White long sleeve shirts, more long sleeve shirts, short sleeve shirts, which are about 5 to a hanger because there's no space. 5 to a hanger. And I mean, I probably have around 20 dress shirts or so in total. At least here. Then I have my suits, you know, all of these suits here. Oh boy, which one to go with, which one to go with, let's see. I'm feeling this one. I'll pull it out and you'll see which suit I've got in mind to wear today. Yeah, I'm gonna wear a double-breasted suit today. That's what I'm gonna do. I realized, because the last year, I think, didn't I wear a single-breasted one? And these last few days, too, I've been wearing a lot of single-breasted suits. So I'm going to wear a double-breasted suit today, and it already has a little pocket handkerchief in it from a few days prior when I last wore this one. Yeah, this is a good suit. It's a 1980s double-breasted suit, 6x1 button configuration. You can see. Wide lapels, of course. But it's a suit that I like, you know. It's a suit that I like. The brand, you know, it's okay brand. Hart, Schaffner, and Marks. You know, I like how it fits, so I don't really pay much attention to the brand. As long as it's of good quality and it fits well, that's all that I really care about. But you can see it's got the nice pleats that I look for. A pretty well-defined crease. And then the pants themselves are cuffed, too. So that's really what I look for in a suit. It has all of those good characteristics. I'm going to wear that. You got to see those fingernails. I'm going to wear this one. And then I'm going to pick out a shirt. I think that's going to be more anticlimactic. I think I'm going to get a long sleeve shirt. And the tie's tougher because I always have trouble picking out a good tie to go with this suit. And then once we do that, I'll be suited up. I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll continue on with the day. So, time for the arduous process of picking out a dress shirt. I'll be back in a couple hours when I finally make the call whether I want it to be short sleeve or long sleeve. Wish me luck. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a problem. I got the dress shirt, and I got the dress pants on. You know, I've got all that on. And the jacket's here still. And there's a tie. There's a certain tie that I want to wear with this suit. And I can't seem to find it. It's not here. It's not in these. I've been looking, and I'll show you it even. Now, I know it's a mess. I know it is. And I've been meaning to get a good tie rack, but there's no room. I've been searching and searching for this one tie. It's got a specific pattern, and I'm just trying to find it. It's got this specific pattern. I'm looking for it. It'll go great with this suit. I can't find it. Shoot. I can't find it anywhere. I don't know where it went. I just went through where the other ties were. It's not in there. It's got to be buried in here somewhere, and then I got to reorganize it. But once I find that tie, because I'm really... Wait a minute. Hold on. We might be onto something here. Yes. This is it. This is it. This is the tie I wanted to wear. It's this one. I feel like this will go good with the suit. If you'd like, I can show you tying my tie. Would you be interested in that at all? I don't know. Let me get the camera positioned adequately. Like that. I think that'll be okay. And, I don't know. Can you see me? Hopefully you can. Get the collar popped up like that. This is the tie that I'm going to wear. And there you go. And that's how you tie a tie. So next up, I'm going to get the jacket on, and then you'll get to see me do my hair. So I'm all dressed. I am. And as proof, you can see there's a mirror on this door. And there I am. That's what I look like for the day. You can see it's, you know, your standard suit of mine. People will say it's oversized, and you know, in modern fashion, absolutely, of course it is. When slim fit is the trend, but I prefer to wear older suit styles, you know, the stuff that they wore in the 1980s that you might be familiar with in films from the period like Wall Street, Wolf of Wall Street, American Psycho, etc. I wear those types of suits, so, you know, you can see with the wide lapels and the certain configurations of the buttons, certain wider pattern necktie, and the pants especially, you can see that they're more drapey, less form-fitting. They have, of course, they're pleated, creased, cuffed. And there's my shoes. Hello. Alright. There's some wall art. Ansel Adams. And there's another one from Mr. Adams. Alright. This is the bathroom. And, you can see, there it is. It's basic, you know, it's standard bathroom. I do a bit of work to keep the place clean, kind of just to earn my keep a bit, so I did recently spray down the countertops the other day, so they're nice and clean. But you can see I got my Brill cream there. This comb, I know it's not in its best shape, but it's clean, and disinfected at least. I know, but it does a good job getting through the hair. Toothbrush, standard. Toothpaste. Hand soap. I don't know. I think it's pretty. I like the pretty color. What else? Facial soap. That's what I use for my face. I use that. That's a Clarisonic cleansing brush, and that's my moisturizer that I use. That's how I take care of my face. There's an extra tube of Brill cream in there. This is the one that I currently use, where there's still a little bit left, and that's what we have. Anyway, to begin, first things first, I have my hair. You can kind of see it's wet. Usually lots of residual water from my morning shower, but also, or my evening shower, I don't know, this is morning to me, you know how it is. And I also then apply a little bit of extra water as well. So I'll do that, just a tiny bit, you know, nothing too significant, but just to dampen it a little bit at least. Okay. Makes it easier going forward. Next up, and I think this is going to be easiest this time around if I do it like so. We have the Roget's College Thesaurus, and perhaps we will try this. We'll see if it works. There was a time when this did. Do we have something? Maybe we do. You can see there I am. There's the back of my head. There's the back of my head. We're going to try this out, and I'm going to just try and show you from this perspective, where I have two free hands now, how I do my face, really. Or my hair, I should say. I don't know. I do it all in this one. Okay, so first and foremost, I already got the hair dampened. What I do then, I take a small amount of Brill cream, which is the product I use to really get the hair slick and shiny. A small amount, not a ton. Just a little dab, as the saying goes. I get it dispersed fairly evenly throughout my fingers. And then what I do is I simply gently apply it to the majority of the hair. Like so. Then what I do is I more thoroughly apply it whilst rapidly running my fingers through my hair. I don't know how this camera angle's going, but we're just trying something out here, and I hope you understand. Now that that's taken care of, I wash my hands just to get any excess off of, you know, because otherwise that's evil. I do that. Nothing's changed in the last year. Now say it with me. Back and to the side. That's what I do. Same style as last year. No changes to that. So I comb it back and to the side. And you'll see that there's some excess that does pile up. And I understand that. And you'll see what I do with that. Back and to the side. 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 Back. No, not to the right. Back and to the side. 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 Now this one, sometimes there's a little less in the back, so then I take some of the excess here, and I do this. Kind of comb that in for the back. And there's always going to be some stuff that's left over, at least. Always will be. I understand that. Usually I go for this one here, but I don't want to disrupt the camera. I don't want to break it by accident. That's how you do the hair. Disaster averted. Okay. I hope that went over well. I worry that it didn't, but even if it didn't, we'll just that's you can see. There it is, and you can see at the beginning it didn't look like there was too much of a part that was established, but once it gets combed and everything gets sorted out, there becomes a pretty obvious fine part that does develop. And that's really how I do the hair. You can see it's just pretty basic, pretty reminiscent, I think, of how it was a year ago. And, well, that's where that stands. So I might be wondering, well, what's next on the agenda exactly? Well, what I think I'm going to be doing next, I think I'm going to, well, I need something to drink. That's number one, caffeinated. Need a caffeinated beverage. And then I need to get to work. I got a lot of emails to respond to. I think I have around 40 emails I got to get back to. I have to get back to the manager of McDonald's that contacted me because of a bad product. I have to get some files transferred to some radio stations, and then I have to do some work around here too. What I want to work on later, this is the actual bathroom. I've got some disinfecting spray. I think that's in the other room. I got to spray this wall down, clean it. I want to clean the whole perimeter of the tub here with that brush there. You can see this is what I use for my hair. The Suave, the clarifying and the conditioner, clarifying shampoo and conditioner. But I want to clean this shower. Then you'll see outside there's a bit of a pool out there. I want to help clean that too. And then once I get that done, and I get all the work done with the YouTube stuff, then I can maybe reserve some time for some radio listening or what else. But I earn my keep here. I help out, I keep the place clean, do some work around here, and, I like to just contribute and, just keep things tidy. Do what I can since I'm staying here, Help out, not be a hindrance or a burden. Alright, folks, I'll be back. Alright, 11:23. Got Starbucks finally. That's what I got. This place was almost about to close, to be honest. I don't know if you can see it too well. I need to get this stuff every single day, I swear. You might wonder, well, you know, what about the ice water? Some days I get it, some days I don't. That's just the fact of the matter. I mean, it's free. That's the one thing. I'm going to show you where I sit outside a lot. Right here. I know it's dark, but I like it there. I know the ice water, and I'll talk about this for a minute. The ice water from Starbucks is something that you get for free. I understand that, and a lot of people will say, well, you know, maybe if I turn it this way you can see me alright. I don't know. A lot of people say about the ice water from Starbucks, you know. Why do you always get it? The reason why I always get the ice water from Starbucks so much, number one, it is free. Number two, though, I think it tastes good. I like the quality of it, and I think it's a lot better than any sort of tap water you can get, so that's one reason why I always get the ice water. Number three, it comes in a big cup that can be reusable for a short while. And then number four, really, I get it a lot because... Is there a number four reason? I guess there isn't. Also, though, I do want to say, whenever I get the ice water from Starbucks, I always get it with another item, too, usually. Now, this time I just got an iced vanilla latte. I think that's what this one is. I used to get the iced white chocolate mocha all the time, or the caramel macchiato, but I don't really get those anymore because of the high sugar content, so I kind of just want to save on that, and it's actually, I think it's better for the health. So I always get the iced vanilla latte now, and I always usually get a venti one, and then I sometimes will get some ice water with it too. Anyway, this is my little perch outside. I like to sit in this corner here. It seems darker than it is, I know. The camera doesn't really have good low light detection, but if you see right there, there's two lights right there, and then you'll see there's a third light right there. So, you know, that's where that stands, and you can see the clock is broken because the actual time right here is around 11:25. You can see, again, this isn't, I don't own this, but this is the pool. I think it's pretty cool how the light kind of changes like that, but I'm going to help clean that out later when the sun gets up, I think. I want to see what I'm able to clean at least, you know. That's where that stands. Well, what's next on the agenda? I think I'm going to move my computer out here. I'm going to move that out, and then I'm going to get to business. So let's go in. You can follow me, and let's do this. Okay. There it is. Let me put these down here for now. Close the door so that obviously there's lots of insects. It's screened in at least, but they still get in. I don't want them to get inside the house. I think in this drink here, I always like to wipe down the area where the drink was. I know a lot of people make fun of the computer I was using last year. I know. Not the oldest, or not the newest computer in the world, but it got the job done. It's a good computer. At this point in time, just due to the situation and how I'm, you know, essentially in a temporary locale right now, I really have two computers to choose from. I have a Chromebook, you know, a Google Chromebook, which is obviously sleeker, it's newer, gets, you know, it's more up to date, I guess. But the big drawback of all of that is the fact that, you know, it doesn't have a lot of features that I need. Especially I need some of the Microsoft Office tools. I need FileZilla, an FTP transfer program, and then also some online games that I'll sometimes check into. They work better on this laptop, which, while it's, you know, a few years old, I think it's 3 years old or so, it just does the job better. I make this mistake so often. I always have it the wrong way. Turn the mouse on. Okay. Oh, what do we have? I always check the email first. Let's see. I don't like to show people's emails, but you can see right here. Maybe it'll focus. I guess it's not going to. It says Rep Week Interview 1 right there. I wish I was going to focus on that, but it's not going to. I guess it's just too close and I don't want to show people's emails, you know, like this. There we go, finally. Rep Week Interview 1 at gmail.com. I got 14. You can see there, sorry about that, sometimes the camera messes up. I got 14 emails to read for Rep Week Interview 1 and 18 for VORW info, so I like to get to the emails to read first, and then I respond to what I can. So I'm going to check those out, and then we'll see what there is. I'm not going to show the emails for the privacy of the sender, of course, because I respect that. But we'll see what we get, really. There I am. So nowadays I get a lot of spam emails that come in for the channel, you know, I do. This one is trying to advertise like a view bot, you know, to get more views on the videos, whatever. That's unethical, in my opinion. Trying to promote a product to review. And this person is interested in using a clip of audio from one of my reviews, the Triple Double Crunch Wrap review, in a song, I suppose. I go through them quick, and then I go through them more in detail. This one wants me to promote some product, you know. A lot of those, it's, you know, more shady, and I don't delve into any of that. Let's see the radio email, for instance. Got a reception report here of the radio broadcast from a listener in France. He wanted to let me know that there is I think this one I can kind of show you some of the reception reports. Those are fine as long as there's, you know, you don't really see the person's you can see there's a reception report I got from a listener in France, who was tuned to the shortwave broadcast last week. You know, so that's pretty neat. Let's see what else we have. Here's a letter I got from India, from West Bengal, India. He's been listening on SoundCloud now, but he would usually listen on shortwave. Looks like he has a music request too for the show, so that's neat. And you can see I get these letters from listeners all over the world who listen to the broadcasts, you know, who listen to the broadcasts on shortwave, and I think that's neat. This was a letter from someone in Russia who tried to hear the VORW broadcast, though he reported a bad signal and is looking for a broadcast schedule, which I'll reply to him this evening and get sent out to him. But you can see, and I have lots of emails like this, around I think 50 or so to get to today that I want to reply to. And you know, it is work. It is work to get done, but it's fun. You know, it's something that I really do enjoy, corresponding with listeners and being able to hear from people all over the world, and I think it's just a lot of fun for me to do, and it's something that I enjoy doing greatly. So I'm going to get to that, really, and then I'm going to, I'll check back in a few hours, so that's what I'm going to be working on for a bit, and, alright, well, it's been about an hour now, hour and a half, and I wanted to restart the computer so it could update a little bit. It's a great computer, it's so trustworthy, it's reliable, it just does a great job. So I decided, well, it's updating, I'm gonna show you one of my big pastimes that really hasn't changed much, and that's listening to shortwave radio. You can see there's my radio, you know, at Texan PL 660, and I don't think I really explained this much in the last average day, but I listen to shortwave radio a lot as my pastime, and what that is, it's, you know, it's a, at least here in the States, it's a niche hobby, but really you can just listen to radio stations from around the country and around the world, and it's just a way you can hear just interesting stations and broadcasts, and learn about news, current events, hear interesting music, and get to experience how sometimes things are in other countries, just through your own little radio here. I have this wire here, and if you plug that into the radio here, it actually boosts reception. I'm going to do that, so I'm going to put this down for a second, plug it in there. Alright, let's pull up a chair, and I'll do a little bit of listening. How's that sound? It's, again, after midnight. I just like to scan around.
De hecho, y lo necesitamos mucho. De todas maneras, la presión internacional es siempre importante, pero no cabe duda que la presión interna también es importante. No sé si... 18日日曜日午後1時から、長野県は原村にあります八ヶ岳自然文化園で、
This is Radio Japan NHK.
というイベントを開きます。信州の人たち。
And then sometimes if the stations seem a little weak, you can do some things to help increase reception. I'll show you. If I do something as that and just adjust that antenna there, it can help a bit. Countries and stations that you can't really listen to regularly, and it's just fun for me. I mean, again, it's a niche hobby, but I enjoy it, and there's some times a day where you can hear a lot more than others, but I think it's interesting nonetheless. So I'm going to take a little break and do that for a while, and then it's back to getting stuff taken care of, and eventually I'm going to get some files transferred too. Alright, well, it's almost 4 a.m. right now, and I'm in the process at this point of getting some files transferred, so when I'm doing that, really, that's just, you know, it just takes up everything. So I decided I'm going to make myself a little snack, and I have it right here. You can see I was actually eating a little bit of it, and I'm going to keep eating it, but it's a little BLT sandwich. You can see bacon, lettuce, tomato, homemade. I'll show you the carnage. If you can kind of see in there, you can see the, maybe if this is, there you go, you can see the remains of it there. Indeed, it was cooked. I'm gonna eat for a tiny bit at least. There we go. Have a little snack. Some late night snacks. Some people will wonder, when it comes to just me eating a regular meal, I think for some reason or another, you know, just I'm sitting here eating. Even if I'm sitting here, whether I'm eating with friends, family, or just eating by myself, I'll take a bite. And now proceed to give a long, drawn-out review of it. Even if I'm just by myself. But that's a big misconception. I actually do eat food normally. About 25% of the time, if you'll believe that. Now, the other 75% of the time, yeah, I'm staring at the wall giving an assessment. But that 25% of the time, I really do just eat like any normal person. I really do. And I think that's a big misconception that's got to be cleared up. But about 1 in every 4 meals that I consume, I don't actually review on the spot. So I think that's a big myth we just busted right there. Though if you really do want a little assessment of this BLT sandwich, it's good, I like it, and there's a reason why I'm eating it, because I think it is good, you know? I'm liking it, I'm feeling it. Well, with that, I'm just going to finish eating my snack here, and then I'll check back in probably 2-3 hours or so. So until then, good luck and stay safe. So it's 6 a.m. Can't see it too well, but that's me. Which is specifically themed to Japan, but was also to be available throughout the Asian continent and surrounding areas. Likewise, there will be an additional transmission at 8 p.m. Eastern at 0 hours UTC each Thursday on the frequency of 93.95 kHz to hopefully serve listeners in Western North America as well. Every Thursday, 6 a.m., I check and make sure that it's broadcasting, and there it is. So that's just what I'm doing right now. That's just what I'm up to. And after that, I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably, I mean, it's not light enough yet to do a lot of outdoor stuff. But we'll see. I might just take it easy for a couple hours. We'll see. But I'll get back to you later. 9:20 a.m. or so. You know, morning now. Here we are. You can kind of tell it rained a little bit in these last few hours. And I've started trying to make the most of things. I've started moving stuff around, and now comes the fun part. I'm going to help clean some stuff. But first, what I wanted to show you, and take a look at this. Look, there's the friends. There's the kittens. Look at them. Yeah, preening and cleaning, right? Preening, cleaning, just hanging around. But there's the kitten friends. And I'll be watching me, I'm sure. Looks pretty clear to me. I want to make sure, though, and I want to just, you know, want to check. I'm not a big swimmer, to be honest. You know, I don't really use this at all. But, you know, I like to keep it clean, and I like to help out and do what can be done, you know. I like to do all of that. And That's where that stands. So when I do this, and I'm going to walk over there, and I don't think you'll be able to hear me very well, so I'll just show you. I'll pretty much just take my radio here. I'm sure you can see that just fine. I usually turn it on to a station that's, you know, has some good, usually background noise, not much good stuff on at this hour. And I'll just see if there's anything that requires to be scooped out or whatnot. Anything at the bottom or what have you that the little cleaner itself won't be able to get. And that's what I'll really do at this time. So enjoy and sit back, relax, get some popcorn, and buckle in. It's gonna be a wild ride, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. And I might even be talking, and you might not be able to see a single thing, but we'll see. We're gonna try our luck. All right, let's do this.
Los bordes del lunar deben ser definidos y regulares. Si el lunar no muestra con claridad su inicio y su fin, o si los bordes del lunar no están bien definidos, también hay que prestarle atención. Puede tratarse de un lunar peligroso, porque los lunares benignos normales están bien definidos. Por último, si tienes antecedentes en tu familia, sé cuidadoso. Si en tu familia se han tenido casos de cáncer en la piel, sería importante que realice una visita al dermatólogo. Se ha sabido que los lunares no son hereditarios, pero teniendo en cuenta que cada familia comparte un tipo de piel y unas susceptibilidades en la misma, pues hay que ser cuidadoso. O sea, tú debes estar chequeándote a ti si ya tú tienes alguien en la familia que tuvo este problema. Entonces les voy a dar una manera súper fácil de acordarse de esto que les acabo de decir. A, B, C, D, E. Esa es la manera en que se acuerda.
It appears as though a piece of chlorine fell from the little chlorine dispenser, so I'm going to need to be careful about this. And then, of course, because I'm handling this, I need to wash my hands immediately afterwards. So let me do this. Really got to wash my hands quick after this.
Evolución en el tiempo, crece, sangra, hinca, si va cambiando puede ser un problema. Así que A, B, C, D, asimetría por color, diámetro y evolución. Así que les voy a decir, yo he tenido que removerme 2 lunares. Uno era precancerígeno, ¿ok? El otro era normal, pero había que sacarlo porque estaba un poco raro y había que chequearlo. Así que, gracias a Dios, como me di cuenta temprano, tenía la información,
Be right back, as they say.
Pero era precancerígeno, no había ningún problema. Hay que prevenir antes de tener que... Exacto. Y entonces recomiendan, aquí en Estados Unidos por lo menos recomiendan que tú vayas al dermatólogo por lo menos cada 2 años y que sea el dermatólogo el que te haga un chequeo completo. Pero tú te ves, yo no me voy por... Bueno, no te lo puedes ver con... Bueno, el dermatólogo te lo puede chequear.
I hope that was adequate. I'm gonna move the camera. Sorry to leave you there like that, but you know, I don't know. I don't want to deal with any sort of chemical. I don't want to deal with any sort of chemical that you know, has the possibility of staining or causing any sort of damage, and I don't want to touch anything without getting that washed off first. I do. I know, I'm concerned about that kind of stuff, so. Anyway, it looks like something was able to escape from the mighty dispenser there. And hopefully it learned its lesson. You know, one would hope. That's not a guarantee, but one would hope. And you got to see, actually, I'll take it off. You can see there's my hat, you know. In this is an awesome hat, actually. I got it pretty recently. I haven't worn it much, but when I'm outside, really, I like to wear it because it's a nice hat. I mean, it's inexpensive too. I got this for a little over $10, if you'll believe that. And you know, it's nice. I like it's got a more traditional style, like an old Panama hat, and I think it's cool. I like it, and I was so glad to be able to find this. It was awesome, and I'm really glad about that. Put this down. And if you really want, all right, I know, you can see what I look like with hat hair, right? So take a look at this. That's what I look like with hat hair. Couldn't even tell, could you? All right. Well, I'm gonna get to work, and I'm gonna, you know, take care of what needs to be taken care of, and then I'll check back in a little bit, and I'll be honest, and it's a little shameful to admit, but I haven't even been up for 12 hours yet, and my eyes are already getting heavy, if you'll believe that. I sleep a lot nowadays, and, you know, I'm probably going to be calling it a night already soon, but I'll check in again soon. So that's all that I have for you now. I'm going to get to work, and I'll get back to you. Cheers. Well, I think it's time to wrap things up, essentially. You know, I think it's getting around that time. It's late morning now, and I'm getting tired myself, so I think I'm going to call it a day. You know, everyone's day is different. It really is. All of my days are different, truth be told. Not every day is as monotonous as this one may initially seem. Some days can be a complete, you know, I might just be feeling physically ill, and that's it for the day. There might be days where it's very, very unpleasant. There might be days where, you know, you want to jump for joy. I think you know what I'm getting at. Everyone, no matter who you are or what you do, has different days. You have some good days, you have some bad days, but, you know, every day is different, and this was just a day of mine, and some of the things that I do, and, you know, looking back at it, are the things I wish maybe I could have changed of this video? Well, of course, but that's just a part of life, you know, it's just how it is. Nothing's perfect, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, a year from now, I'm likely not going to be here. It's going to be a new location because, to answer your question, and I did explain this at the beginning, but I'll say it again, this isn't my place. You know, I don't own anything here, and I'm just staying here temporarily. But a year from now, likely I'll have my own little apartment or place to call my own, and you'll be able to see that a year from now. So it'll be a totally different setting and a totally different video, but no matter what, no matter where the setting is or what the time is or the place, I think there's always things that will remain constant every year, really. You know, we are who we are, and that oftentimes won't change, regardless of the environment we're in. So that's where that stands, and I hope you enjoyed this average day, and next year's average day is going to be, it's going to be a lot different. It's going to be in a brand new setting, and also most excitedly, I can say, in a place that I can call my own. So we're keeping those fingers crossed that that'll work out good. And until then, see you next year. Take care. I wish you all the best. This is the Average Day 2017 coming to a close. Thank you, and again, goodbye.